Let's take a look at a really fascinating website for research. Open a browser to attack.mitre.org. You should see the homepage something like this. What I love about this is the way it's been organized. We can see tactics, techniques, data sources. Now, this is not just references. This will say where data can come from when you are attacking. Mitigations for these attacks. Groups, and when they say groups, they mean APT Advanced Persistent Threat Groups. The kinds of software that APTs are using, the various campaigns that they've been running, and more information like resources, blogs, etc. I'm interested in tactics. We'll click tactics. Now recall that MITRE has three major categories: enterprise, mobile, and industrial control systems. I'm going to click enterprise. And I can see the enterprise tactics are all the things that we've talked about, from reconnaissance, developing our resources, getting initial access, all the way through persistence, escalation, lateral movement, command and control, etc. Looking at this first one, reconnaissance, let's just click that. There's a little description about reconnaissance. And if we scroll down here, we can see different techniques related to reconnaissance. So within active scanning, there are subcategories here: scanning IP blocks, vulnerability scanning, word list scanning. Going down, there are other types of reconnaissance. I'm interested in scanning IP blocks. I want to click that. There's a description about this and why people do it and what kinds of scans they can do for IP blocks. So in other words, ICMP, requests and responses. And I can scroll down here and I can see an example, procedure examples, Team TNT. Now this is not something that was just made up. This is a real advanced persistent threat, a real APT. We could click Team TNT, and we can see all sorts of things they've been doing, including the active scanning IP blocks. It shows their techniques, and look at all the cross-references. Each one of these techniques has an ID and shows where it is in the hierarchy of tactics and techniques. And then we can see some description about that. They even talk about the commands that have been used in different attacks. This is so interesting. If I look over here on the left-hand side, I can see other kinds of APT groups. Wow, look at some of these. And don't forget that APTs will often go by multiple names. So, fox kitten, ferocious kitten. These are all variants of an Iranian group here. Anything bear probably has to do with a Russian group. Copy kittens. Okay. Blue mockingbird. Aquatic panda. Oh, see, I just got to click that just because the name sounds so good. All right. So aquatic panda is a suspected Chinese-based threat group with the dual mission of intelligence collection and industrial espionage. They've been active since May 2020. And they primarily target telecom, tech, and government sectors. Wow, this is just amazing stuff. Okay, if I scroll up a little more, you can see the APTs by their various numbers as well. All right, cool. How about software? Let's go over and look at software. I'm coming up here, I'm clicking software. We can see popular software that these APTs have been using. Oh, AndroRat. I'll bet that some of these are tools that we even use in our class. Black coffee. Okay. There are so many of these. Oh my goodness, we could just go down on and on and on and on. Wow. And if we were to just click one, what's Cozy Car? Cozy Car malware used by APT29 from 2010 to 2015. Wow, a backdoor component. That is really interesting. And then it talks about Cozy Car and how they communicate the malware with their C2 servers. And then here, when they talk about boot or logon auto start execution, they're showing the registry keys in Windows that have been affected, that are written. And then they talk about using the Windows command shell, cmd exe. This is so fascinating. How about some campaigns? Let's click campaigns. I am interested in some of these cyber campaigns. Okay. C0010 cyber espionage campaign conducted by UNC 3890 that targeted Israeli shipping. I mean, what kind of incredible research is all of this? You know, actually, to be quite honest, I have had government agencies ask if I would do some training with them on MITRE attack so that they can build up their own defense. It's just such a fascinating place to go. I encourage you to continue to just look around here to see examples of the techniques. I have mobile techniques here. Some of the techniques that have happened, that have been used, and who has used them, and in what campaigns, which groups, what software they used. Take some time to just get a sense of the scope and the breadth of all of this, and always come back to refer to this when you want to deepen your knowledge. So now that you've seen an introduction to this tool, let's move on.